guys. I mean, they work so hard and then they make one mistake and leave a door open. And then they get punished for the rest of the day. Gotta keep these doors closed. Just another day in paradise. Knocking off boxes, ending off the season. A little bit of honey in these boxes, maybe a few pounds, which is perfect because it's built these nests just masterfully. Might as well left these boxes off when we stripped off the last of that honey. We're just making a little bit extra work for ourselves, but really not with all these guys. So we're just going to quickly blow these out, set them aside, let them rob out. And we're putting strips down, patties, dusting them, and syrup. So we're getting a lot done today. And look at these bees. These are BC bees. They've done very well, making nice little nests. I'm looking at brood from here all the way. There's brood there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 frames of brood. I should say 8 frames probably with brood. The queen's starting to give up a little bit of space, but she's still laying. I'd say she's laying quite vigorously from what I'm used to this time of year. These are after the patties. A little bit of protein coming in. Okay, we're gonna start blowing bees. We're gonna row all those boxes on that side along in the grass, and then these boxes here in the grass along that side. Oh, this place is never-ending fun, I tell you. Out of gas.
Already?
Already. Okay, so you keep up behind me and you can just start rowing them over there. We're not going to try to get them all out. I'm going to get about 90% of them out.
We didn't bring the gas.
I haven't. Yeah, we're good. Ten minutes later. Oh, the fun continues. Okay, let's wrap it up. Can you blow the truck off and then let's get out of here? Ooh, better get out of here. You're starting to land on the truck. Gobs of bees. Gobs of bees. I brought all 3 of my yard crews to knock this nuke yard off. Just a little bit of honey in those boxes, which is perfect. There is no honey below. There's 6 frames of brood down below. So we knocked off the boxes, medicated for mites, patty, and syrup. Bada bing, bada bang. And there's not too many dead spots. This 1, 2, these are BC. These are my bees, but BC queens, Jacob Ackerman. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 casualties through the summer. We're just knocking them off, setting them to the side to rob out, and we're just hurrying up the process of clearing the boxes with this blower. It's a nifty little thing. It actually works really well. That's how serious I am about blowing bees. We knock them all off, and by the time we actually get to them, they're almost, you know, as you can see, they're clearing quite quickly. By the time we get to them, it's just little pockets. We just blow out, set them to the side. There's less fighting that way once they start robbing. Okay, there's battery in that truck. This is textbook bee building condition though. We knocked off the honey. There's a bag on the floor there. We knocked off the honey and gave them space. Cost us a little bit extra work, but I mean, it might as well have been down in the basement. But I didn't know what the flow was at that time, so it is what it is. Sometimes beekeeping, more work is the right answer. So at any rate, that's what I chose, to put the boxes back. It helped clear the boxes better. So a little bit of nectar went up on the top and bees in the bottom. She is just building this beautiful little nest. But we're going to another yard this morning, another nuke yard, to knock them off. And not knock them off, put escapes in to collect the honey. And we're putting the escapes straight in, driving them right down into the brood box. I did one last night. There's no honey below, so I had to do some open feeding on the one last night just to get something down there. And the one they're putting escapes in today, we're putting open feed. Hopefully we get enough sunshiny weather today to be able to access that syrup to get some food down below. We will not be back for another 2 to 3 days to collect those boxes. And that'll be their first opportunity to get pails on them. So it's really risky stripping off boxes like this that we don't damage the colony. And it's the most critical time by starvation. Look at that, eh? Nicely clearing as they start the robbing frenzy. Just a beautiful yard of nukes. Wrapping it up for the season. Taking advantage of the fog this morning, knocking off boxes. This yard is close to our sunflower field, so we're pulling some honey out of this yard. That last box is always nice to have a bit of honey in there. I'd say 2/3 full. So I'm working ahead, knocking them off. And I have 4 guys behind me. We are dropping strips, dusting with antibiotic and patty mixed with rocket fuel and syrup mixed with rocket fuel. Preparing these nests for winter. They're in really good shape. Look at those patties. We're feeding 2 pounds there, so everybody's getting 2 pounds. These are Terry's queens. This yard fared very well in terms of summer losses. I only pulled out like 3. I was in a yard yesterday where we pulled out half of them, but I left the yard too strong and too old, and they produced honey, but just some of the dynamics that went on in that yard didn't work out, so we lost half of them. Well, I'm not sure, I haven't gone through yet. It's just a quick spot check. What I do is I go through and, can I borrow that smoker for a second? And I strip off the boxes. I'm going down and I'm looking for a healthy brood nest. And when you look through the top bars, a healthy brood nest, you should be able to see it quite obviously. Solid cappings. So anything that has just the presence of brilliance, automatic check mark, medicate feed, cap, pail on top, good for winter. Anything I can't see brood, I'll go down, just spot check one frame just to see if that queen just got going. And typically by pulling that frame you can see what's going on. If there's pollen all over the place, just kind of shotgunned everywhere, backfilled with honey or whatever, it's just lots of boys walking around, it's probably dead. And we'll put a lid on top, put a tag to flag so we can grab those boxes next round. But sometimes they're in the middle of a requeen and they haven't had enough time just to get going. These are getting very late, but we just leave it up to their own dynamics. We'll go through before we blow them out and just make sure that they're not going. And if they have a queen that's ready to roll, we just let her. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, me, and then there's a second crew out pulling honey right now, and they're going to join us because this fog's going to burn off. And I have a number of yards I want to get knocked off, and they're going to start robbing. They're very intense, heavy robbing pressure right now. And the cure for managing robbing is more guys. So we're going to have 2 guys knocking off the boxes and assessing, and then a few back behind dropping strips, patties, pails, and then we'll have the guys blowing and loading right away. So we'll have this yard knocked off, medicated, fed, and loaded by the time we're done knocking off the first box. So we're out of here. Heck of a lot of work, but we're seeing the light of the end of the tunnel, and it's a good thing because these guys are going back to school end of the week. Well, you're going to work the Labor Day weekend to make money. Here's the colony right off sunflowers. As you can see, these colonies have done quite well. I only put 1 box back. This will be 3rd pull off this yard. Deceiving because of the wax up top, but they're about 2/3 full, I guess. Nice and coming off sunflowers masterfully. This is a conocline. Looking down the top bars, I have a little bit of honey there, which is good. A little bit of honey there, which is good. Rest assured. And look at that brood nest. Those are winter bees. And then there will be, I'm assuming, I'm not pulling frames up, I don't have time, because I'm already being told to hurry up. Bottleneck. I'm the bottleneck. But I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Brood right to the edge here. Maybe some on this, so 8.5, 9. So we have to be sure that we don't strip off all this wealth, because they put all the honey up top naturally. All the honey's up top, and then they dedicated the entire brood nest to the bottom. So we strip off all their resource, because it puts them in a risky spot, risky situation. So that's why we're following up with pails of syrup. And right now this is just a maintenance pail, just to hold them until we can get here some bulk. Because what my casual inspections are showing me, a lot of capped brood. We have, a number of spaces. It's funny this time of year, she just There's brood, open brood all over the place, but she's letting space go. So we're gonna follow behind with that. With syrup. I gotta hurry up here. Look at that honey. Sunflower honey. Looks like a box of money to me.